guys, this is Charles from worshipguitarskills.com and welcome to another lesson where we're going to check out that hook you heard at the beginning of this video. Now if you want to check out the power chord part I played below that, you can just check out the link in the description box which will take you right to that lesson. Now as a modern worship guitar player, you definitely need to have the ability to play these kind of hook lines because they are very prominent in a lot of worship tunes, number one. So you need to be able to play it in a way that's really going to stand out from the mix. So you need to have the right kind of technique when it comes to the way you're going to fret the notes and the way that you're going to actually play them from a rhythmic perspective. But then also you kind of need to know where these notes come from and how they actually work together with the actual chord progressions within modern worship, and just seeing, you know, what people were thinking when they were composing these riffs. Because if you know what they were thinking, then you can use that same concept to go ahead and compose your own. So let's have a look at what this actual hook line consisted of. All right, so this hook line is composed using a simple rhythmic pattern with some carefully placed chord tones, and then I've got a tone that's got this dotted eighth delay. So that's all there is to it. It's just a very basic rhythmic pattern, some chord tones, and then a tone that I've dialed up that makes use of a dotted eighth kind of delay, as well as a bit of drives. I'm just going to go ahead and cut through the mix. Now let's check out that rhythmic pattern that I just spoke about. It's a very kind of bouncy pattern, but it's got a lot of symmetry, rhythmic symmetry, if you will, to it that just makes it sound pretty cool. So I'm going to play the line, and then afterwards I'll play the same rhythmic pattern, but I'll just focus on one note. It sounds like this. So now I can play that same pattern by just playing one note. It will sound like this. So as you can see, when I play that rhythmic pattern on just one note, it still sounds cool. And if you can come up with a pattern like that, where the rhythm on its own, you know, will stand on its own, so to speak, without the actual notes, then when you add the additional notes in, it's going to sound so much cooler. So it's just a 1-4-6-5 progression in the key of D. So here are the chords. So for the first chord, which of course is D, I started on the root note here. So the root note is of course a D note. Then I went to a C sharp here, which is a major seventh, and then I played the fifth, which is an A note. So if I do this together with the actual chord, you'll hear how nicely it fits together. So that's it for D. Then we went to G. Now for G, I stayed around the D note, and in this case, the D note is the fifth. Then that went, of course, to a sharp 4, back to the fifth, and then I played the root note there, which is a G, back to the fifth, and then I played a major seventh. Then we went to the sixth chord, which I stayed on the D note because now the D becomes the minor third, the C sharp will become a ninth, and the A will become a minor seventh or flat seventh. So that works very well over the B chord. And then I had this. That D note is an 11th over the A chord, going to the third, back to the 11th, then a flat seventh, which I ring together with the A note. So what's cool about that, at the end, when I let the G and the A note ring together, that gives me what's known as a cluster voicing, but it's a nice change from all the single note activity that I've just had. So it's a lot of single note playing, followed by these notes that kind of ring over each other, and it smears together in a really nice texture. So let me play all of that for you nice and slow. 3, 4. So for the second part, I played the same thing again, but I just had a slightly different ending. That in essence is an A sus4, and if I leave it to ring over the D chord, it becomes a D sus9. So that is how powerful it is when you can use chord tones that kind of, it's all notes that exist in and around the actual chord shapes. But as you can see, the same note becomes a different chord tone as my chords change. All right, so there you go. That was the actual chord tone. So let's have a quick look at the way that I played the rhythm. So you would have noticed that it's more of a strumming kind of approach, getting a lot of percussive tones from hitting a lot of the strings as opposed to just, really meticulously playing the actual note. So if I were to just pick the note, it would sound like this. So there's nothing wrong with that, but personally for me, if I kind of dig into the strings, playing more strings than just the actual notes that I'm fretting, I get more of the percussive sound. It gives me more body to my tone, and I also get a little bit more rhythmic interest by using these scratches. So this would sound something like this. So as you can see, that kind of sounds, it's got a different sound, and it's good for you to be able to play the same line, but play it in two different ways, like I've just done now. Now, in terms of the tone, like I said, it's just a very overdriven sound. It's got, obviously, it has a fair amount of reverb, and then I've got these dotted eighth delays, which I'm able to then just tap into tempo as the track plays. So what I will do in the description box, I will also just link out to the Kemper profile that I used for this particular tone. All right, so that really takes care of how you would go ahead playing the riff, looking at the chord tones and how those fit in with the actual chord shapes, looking at the rhythm that we're playing that with, and then of course looking at the tone around that. Now, if you're in a 2-guitar band, the second guitar can actually go ahead and then just play that same melodic line an octave higher. Let me play that for you right now. So as you can hear, that kind of sounds cool with the one guitar playing the hook down here and the other guitar playing that an octave higher. So what do you do if you're not in a 2-guitar band? Well, in that case, you can use an octave effect. And with my Kemper right here, I've got an octave effect dialed in that's going to play me a note an octave lower than what I've got. So if I play this D note up here, I'm also getting this D note to ring. So I've just turned the octave down. If I turn it back on again, all right, I really hope you enjoyed this look in how to play hooks on the guitar. And if you'd like to get the actual tabs of the performance that I've played together with the tabs for the rhythm guitar track underneath that, just check out the link in the description box. I'll be able to send the tabs your way, and I'd also be able to send you more lessons just like this one to help you become a better worship guitar player. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Click the link below for the tabs, and I'll see you on the next video.